Hey folks, this is Rod with Win by Doing. Today is going to be my first sell video, things I've sold over the last month. Please keep in mind that I am doing this part-time as kind of an experiment to see how well eBay does for someone that just wants to get into the game, and well, we'll see how it goes. It seems to be doing pretty good for me so far. I started in November. I started out with $40 with retail arbitrage, did some sales on Amazon, then moved on over to eBay, and found out I enjoy the hell out of thrifting. I know that sounds, yeah, if it's in you, you have a lot of fun with it. If it's not something you're gonna have fun with, then this probably is going to be the gig for you. But I find that I am able to find some decent items along the way that have been turning around and giving me some good profit. One thing to keep in mind on some of these items that I have, my wife and I have recently, we've gotten to the point where we've got a lot of clothes that we need to get rid of. We lost some weight, and they're just things that are hanging around that, to be honest with you, we just want to get out of the house because we don't want to be there anymore. So some of these things I've taken, I've lowered the price considerably just to get them out of the house. There's a few items in here I'll show you that had defects to them. Not a problem. Yeah, you'll see along the way that even some items with defects you can still turn around for a good profit. But some of the clothes that were my wife and I's, I was just really trying to get them in the house. I sold them for just a couple bucks a piece. But we'll go ahead and get started with them. This first item is a labeler. It's a Brother Model PT80. I picked that up for about, I want to say $4 or $5 at a local thrift store. I turned around and sold it for, the going price was actually $40. I had it there for $48.99, received an offer, and sold it $40 shipped. So, you figure minus shipping, I still made a good, $30 off of it. The next item we have up is a pair of bootcut jeans. These were a pair that we had here at the house. You can see my listing. These were some of the first listings I had. Well, through these clothes, I think it was just got in a hurry. I didn't go through and put the best images up front, but just kind of give you an idea of my amateur clothing pictures. I always put the size in there, shot of the rear end, pair of the jeans sitting there, and of course this one I had just a label as a front cover image, which isn't ideal, but I still ended up selling them for $14.99 plus shipping. Ended up paying $24.74 for them out the door, so that ended up being a good sale. Looks like I need to update a plugin. Okay. Next item up is Avia exercise pants. They're size 2X with pink accents. I ended up letting those go out the door for $2 plus shipping. Not, these are some of those items I was just trying to get out of the house. Next item, this was a East Fifth short sleeve black floral blouse. Again, ended up selling it $2, $5.57 out the door. Again, these were items I didn't have anything in. I figured clothes that we had worn for as long as we had, we got our use out of them, so I wasn't too worried about making a huge profit on them. Now, I recently made a video on how to pack coffee mugs. This is that coffee mug. I ended up picking it up for $1, turned around and sold it for $5 plus shipping. So out the door, they ended up paying $15.55 with shipping on that item. It was a pretty decent coffee cup, but it had been sitting since December. It was a Christmas mug. You can see it's Neiman Marcus 2002. And at first glance, you probably think that's a crack down the mug. I did too when I first looked at it. If you look really close, you'll see it's Christmas lights being hung from the third story window there. So yeah, $5 plus shipping out the door. Ink, if I see ink, I pick it up. whether it's expired, as long as you put in the listing the expiration date, you can do pretty well on it. I mean, this one, I think I had 50 cents into it, ended up turning around selling for $5, which is a pretty decent profit. Christmas Story board game. I had this for, well, it was before Christmas. I think it was like the week before Christmas. I went out thrifting, and I picked it up. Most of my games I'm giving $1 or $2 a piece. I finally lowered the price on it. The thing about games, you got to watch shipping, because it is quite a bit to ship games. But I sold for $6, $17.65 out the door. That was with shipping. So still, it was profit in hand. This military parka, usually I don't pick up clothing for more than, a couple dollars a piece, for, if I'm really feeling a little bit saucy. But this one I picked up for $6. It was in pretty decent condition. I mean, really, there was some, I want to say there was some, there might have been some slight wear. There's light staining on the sleeve. I just noted it there in my seller notes. And you can see it right there. But I was still able to turn that around with shipping. I saw $28 plus shipping, $38.20 out the door. So that was a pretty decent find for me. Next item we have our VHS tapes. My wife, she looks at me, she's like, who the hell is going to buy a VHS tape? I said, you know what? There is a buyer for everything. You just got to be matched up with that right person as a seller. And that particular day I ended up paying $1 for all 4 of these. They were sealed in package, 4-pack, still in factory packaging. Ended up selling for $24.99. That was shipped. So, I wrapped them. I think I put them in a flat rate envelope, bubble wrap around them, just to make sure, give a little cushion, and away they went. Okay, next item, more clothes that we had in house. This is a pair of Levi's 515 jeans. They're in pretty decent condition. My images weren't the best when we took these. Again, we were in a hurry trying to get all these clothes listed. And I ended up selling for only $4.25 plus shipping. The shipping was more than the jeans actually cost. Then we have this Northcrest women's plus 2X. More clothes. Again, you're going to see quite a few items here that we're just trying to get out. It's kind of twofold. Some of these items I didn't figure I had any money invested in them. They weren't purchases that I made, except for that initial purchase. But when you wear them for so long, you got your use out of them. That's the way I kind of looked at it. And at the same time, I'm trying to build my users so I can be a top seller, top rated seller, to take advantage of some of those discounts and stuff. And to get that, you have to hit those magical marks. So these clothes, it really, I think they're going to benefit me more than they are hurting me by not trying to hold out for a longer price. This next item I paid $1 for is this Victoria's Secret pink stuffed animal. I paid $1 for it at the thrift store, and I ended up only getting $3 plus shipping on it, $6.03 out the door. But just kind of testing the waters there. I don't do many plush, but the ones I do, I at least make my money plus some. Next item, again, another ink. This Epson 69. I ended up selling that again for $5. The inks I'm paying 50 cents to $1 for at most. People are just dropping them off at the thrift store. Pick them up if you see them. They sell pretty decent, I think. You're going to find that I haven't found a niche yet. I have gotten to where if something catches my eye, I'm just going to make the purchase and put it out there. And, so far it's been doing me pretty well. it yeah, you're gonna see different things from me when you see what I'm selling on eBay. The next thing on the list, I picked these up right after Christmas, so I got them 50% off. I paid, I think, $1 for these. They're these Coca-Cola Christmas lights. I couldn't find any comps. I couldn't find anything exactly like them, so I thought they were pretty unique. They didn't have original packaging, but they were still in the cardboard, and I plugged them in. All of them worked. I took a little picture of the type of bulbs they took so people would know, and those I ended up selling for $7 plus shipping. You know, it's one of those items. I had somebody had bought them, they didn't pay, filed a did not pay, you know, claim, ended up putting them back on. I'm just glad to finally get them out of my inventory. Try not to let things sit too terribly long. Some of that's been done pretty well are these CJ Banks. You know, this is a 2X 1618 corduroy long sleeve. It was missing, I want to say it was missing a button. Oh no, the button was starting to come off here. As long as you put these defects in the item and they're still pretty popular items, those are easy fixes. Yeah, one button needs repair and one sleeve has only one button. See images. So yeah, I did note in this, which one? I think it was a different picture. Maybe that was it. Yeah, that was the picture right there. It's missing a button right there. So you know, as long as you put that in the descriptions, people will still buy the items. So that one, $12.99 plus shipping. What I've noticed is I'm really working on the shipping. A lot of these garments you can fit them in a, you know, a smaller, even in the flat rate envelopes. I double bag them. I put everything in those clear poly bags, which I just ran out of, so I've got some more coming in. But those clear poly bags work really well, and that even helps them slide in. You know, some of these larger items like these jackets, it lets them slide right in there. Flat rate, I think it's like $6.45, whatever the cost is flat rate right now, maybe. And I'll be cheap. I'll be lowering the price of shipping for folks. I have been charging shipping on everything. I did an experiment where I was running free shipping, and I may be wrong, but I'm the type of guy, I'm going to go in and sort by lowest price plus shipping, or lowest price. And if I have to push my price up to account for shipping, I just think it's going to put me farther down the list. I may be wrong, but it seems like I get more sales when I do charge shipping. So I ran the experiment. Sales slowed. Of course, there's other things going on. I went on vacation for a couple weeks there in January, but I'm back at running shipping. This next item is one of my old shirts. I am surprised that it sold. It was this kicking it old school graphic tee. I mean, it was there's even a little hole there. I was really honestly glad that I got $2 for it. So that's what it was, $2 plus shipping. Again, one of those items they paid more for shipping than they did for the item. If you wonder why I keep looking off to that direction, is that I'm looking at my screen. I guess it actually looks like I'm looking at the picture there. So I probably shouldn't have even said anything. You probably would have ever noticed. This next item coming up, it is an Aeropostale men's 2X black graphic tee. And you can see there was some wear on the graphics up there. Let's call that patina, or what is the word for that? Distress. That's what I put in the description. So, hey, maybe that's what was the kicker, was the distressed. But, you know, I guess I got this one. I got $3.25 plus shipping. Again, some of these clothing items, they're older clothes, so I do not have any problem getting them out of my inventory. Some Faded Glory girls boots. These are a pair that my daughter had had. She had worn them for a little while. They're still in pretty decent shape. I went in and threw them out there to see if I could have any takers. $4.86 plus shipping. Okay, this is one of my. I don't know if you saw one of my previous videos. I had my daughter come on. She was getting tired of going to the thrift store, just sitting there. So I thought I'd try to get her excited. So I gave her $25 budget to find things that she could sell on eBay. If you're interested, go to Dart Store and look in Izzy's Closet. Those are the items that she has listed. She took the pictures. She figures out the price she wants. I've had to give her some guidance, but she knows what she pays for it. She knows, she's like, well, I think I just want to. I gave $2 for this. I think I just want to try to get $4 or start the auction off at $3. I'm like, well, you have to take into account, your time getting it a little bit. You gotta look at the fees that you're gonna get charged that you may not know about up front, but that's what I'm here to try to help you out with. I said I wouldn't go any lower than $4 plus shipping. Well, she ended up. I helped her and guided her through this. And after playing around with the price, she tried to auction. No takers on auction. This is a little Magic Years. It's a little kit. It had. Let's see, what did she put down in the description? Let me see where's the description? Oh. Yeah. No, that's not it. Oh, I can't find it. I'm not used to looking at the items through here. Yeah, I can't find the button to find the description, but she did. She wrote all the description, and she ended up out the door. Well, $18 was shipping. $18 they paid for this. Let's just say she is pretty stoked when she made. This is her first and only sale to date, but she was pretty stoked when she finally got that sale. She ended up packing it up. She had Mom take her to the post office so she could drop it off after we printed the shipping labels for her. She taped the labels on, put her packing slip on. It was pretty awesome. Okay, part of the other clothing pile that we had here at the house were these Victoria's Secret bras. This Victoria's Secret pink bra, 34C, ended up selling for $10. No, that's what we asked. We got an offer at I think they offered us 4 or 5, and we counted with 6. So it ended up being, we got $7.40 out the door, $6 plus shipping. This next item, I tell you, it was a Radio Shack scanner, Trunk Tracker 800 millihertz Pro 2015. I ended up getting a pretty decent deal on this. I think I paid $8 for it at a thrift store. It was an item I paid up for. I didn't even really have time to pull comps on it, but I knew there are enthusiasts out there. Now, this was a lesson learned. I ended up getting questions. Will this pick up blah blah frequency in blah blah city? And I'm like, I'm sure there's an app for that. I thought he was just joking because he put this little smiley face at the end of his message. I really thought he was kidding. I thought I was getting an eBay troll. Through all my days of streaming video games and dealing with trolls there, I thought I had an eBay troll. So I just respond, yeah, I think there's an app for that. Well, he wasn't joking. He's like, no, serious, will it pick up this frequency? So I ended up taking a picture of the back of it, which I think I've got here. And, well, I sent him a different picture, but right there you can see it lists out all the frequency ranges of it. But then he was asking me if it would pick up certain scanner trunk systems, and this is just, be a little bit prepared to ask or be asked questions about specific items. And if you don't know, just let them know. Say, you know what, I plugged it in, it works. You know, it came on. I was able to pick up, something. And I ended up telling him, we have a 30-day return policy. If it does not meet your needs, feel free to send it back to us. So he's like, no, I want the radio. So we'll see. I haven't heard anything back from him. This sold on the 21st, so he's definitely should have had it by now. So we'll see. Like I said, I picked it up for $8. I was running a sale, a special, $10 off every $50 you spend. So out the door, this was $44.95 shipped. So I think I put it in a flat rate. I can't remember off the top of my head. I put in flat rate or no. I did a priority. Hell, I don't even know right now. I don't even know off the top of my head. But still, even if it costs me, for flat rate medium, $13-14, I still more than doubled my money on that. But I was pretty excited about that sale. The next item, I had 2 of these books. I just lost my place on that other screen. I put one up on auction and one on just a buy it now. Now, granted, one was a part 2, one was part 3, but they both had. They're both in, they're both these vintage, gun digest. This one I ended up getting $12.99 shipped. So going medium mail, you're talking, $3.12 now. I think it's running. I paid 50 cents for these books. I ended up picking these up at a local restore. And if you don't know what restores, looking up, they're Habitat for Humanity stores. But they also, they do a lot of building materials, but they have miscellaneous stuff in there. So I'd like to go in there and check every once in a while. But I ended up selling this one for $12.99, like I said, shipped. So you figure 50 cents, plus shipping, 50 cents for the item. You're looking at $3.75 into it. Paid, I ended up getting 13. So, about $9 profit on that book. I'll tell you, we'll get to the other one here in just a minute. This one was an interesting one. I bought this next one. I started doing blazers and stuff. Now this particular it seemed like a really good deal. I think I paid $6 for this blazer. And it's a tweed jacket with leather cuffs. It's got leather buttons. Well, there's another image of it. Everything was great looking. I was so excited about it. I thought I was going to pull anywhere from $45 to $60 for it. Until I got it home. There's another picture of the sleeve. Another picture of the sleeve with the buttons. Until I got it home. And where's that one picture at? Oh, is this not the one? Oh no, this is the one. I did a measurement with, across the front, pit to pit, waist to waist, which is, pretty important when you do your images for your suit jackets. I did one from the bottom of the collar to the base of the jacket. Then we got to this picture. Little did I did not notice when I was in the store, it had this 2.5-inch seam tear. It was not a rip. It was a seam where the seam was coming loose. There was that, and I don't know if that was the last picture. I also noticed that there was here's the rest of the description. And this is the thing, folks. If you do notice some flaw and you're going to put it on eBay, make sure you disclose everything. It's only going to help. I mean, this I got my feedback on this item, and they were like, the item was exactly how he described. Great doing business with him. So it goes to say that as long as you're honest with your listings, that goes a long way. And this is what I put. There are no actual tears in the item. There is, however, need stitching repair. I put a picture of it in the images, with the exception of a small section of lining stitching that has come undone. Both should be easily repaired by tailor or family seamstress. I think I spelled tailor wrong there. Oh, I need to spell check my listings. But hey, you know what? It ended up selling, and I ended up low on the price because of the issue with I listed for $19.99. I was running a sale, ended up getting $15.99 plus shipping, so they ended up paying $30 for the jacket. But I still doubled my money, but it's one of those things. What do? Do you take it back to the thrift store, or do you go ahead and list it? The jacket was a really nice jacket, with the exception of those repairs that needed to be done. I really think I could have gotten probably $45 to $60 for the jacket if it wouldn't have been for those. Granted, jackets tend to sit longer in your inventory, I've noticed, and from other folks I've seen that are doing suit jackets as well, they have some of the similar issues. But hey, I was just glad to get it out the door. The next item came from another video. I was doing a video on how to run the business on cell phone. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And I don't want to see any comments about the fact that I used a iPhone overlay on my with my Android screen. A friend of mine immediately pointed it out. Looked like I was using a phone that was the love child of an iPhone and an Android device. So I've already gotten crap for it, but if you haven't seen the video, check it out. But these items were featured in that video. They actually sold. It's funny, I was doing a video. Granted, I didn't get a ton out of them. I paid, I think, 25 to 30 cents for both of them. So it's a huge profit margin when you look at percentages. Let's just put it that way. But I did the video, and I was actually physically listing the item while doing the video. By the time I had uploaded the video so I could work on it on my other machine over here, I got an offer, and I put them on for $5, and they offered me 2. I countered back at 3, and they sold before I even had a chance to finish the video. This is probably one of the quickest transactions I had. It was just funny. I still laugh about it. Like I said, I paid 20, 30 cents for it for both of them. I ended up turning around and selling them for $3 plus shipping, $5, $6, $7 out the door. But hey, there's quick, easy to ship items. Okay. These are interesting. I had them. I had Sega Genesis games, or lot of 4 Sega Genesis games. I had them on for sale, and no takers. So I want to just go change the wording. So I changed the wording around. I put retro gaming Sega Genesis games, lot of 4, 16-bit. They sold the next day. So I think that is a test to your, everyone says make sure you have good words in your title. It's that whole SEO thing. Try to think like your buyers going to where they're going to type in the search engine, because they're, through all the algorithms and everything else, you want to make sure that there are those words in your listing somewhere, and more importantly, to the top. But anyway, I ended up paying $1 a piece for these, and I ended up selling them for $18.99 shipped. Relatively cheap to ship. They went first class. So, $3 to $3 or $4. I'd have to look at my records. So I still made a good chunk of change on them. This next item up. This is another item, one of my old shirts. It was in pretty decent condition, but you can see, I mean, when you're a big guy, sometimes, and depending on the fabric, you get that curling, around the buttons. But all the buttons were there. There was this bleach stain right here, but and the one down here on the side. I don't know if this image showed it, or maybe that was just the one on the. Yeah, that's just the one on the sleeve. I just took a better picture of it. But again, be completely honest. Bleach stain on right sleeve. See image. Bleach stain on right sleeve, noted in image, would make a great work shirt. Otherwise, in pretty good condition. That's all I put. And you know what? I didn't get a ton to change for it, but like I said, these items I had, they were going to get donated if I didn't make anything out of it. So I figured anything would be good. $2.50 plus shipping. This is that next book, the other book. I told you I put the one on Buy It Now. This one I started out at $5 on an auction, and I got my bid plus shipping. So it goes to show, folks. I mean, unless you're really trying to get rid of some things, which I do. I mean, you've seen some of the items I've sold. Most of those lower price items were auction. Some of them, some of them were flat rate. Just trying to make the money, make a little cash off of them, so I didn't have to spend my time to go take them to Goodwill. But I probably could have listed this book for the same price, $12.99, and ended up making every penny of it. But it was a nice little experiment. Everything I learned as I go through this journey. This next item is a pair of girls' Arizona jeans. I just shipped these out yesterday. These are really, really good condition. My wife had posted these. Again, these are more clothes that we probably just would have sent to Goodwill if we weren't doing this eBay thing. And ended up making $4.63 plus shipping. She went ahead, she's fairly new to the listing thing, and so she just went with the recommended price. I think that's where that odd number came from. But it's still money in our pocket. When you're just trying to, when you're doing this, many of you are thinking about getting into this just to help pay the bills or whatever. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I have a full-time job, and this is just something to give us a little bit extra at the end of the month. I know a lot of people do this on a full-time basis, and they'll make a lot more than me. I mean, but it just depends on your model, where your life is, and how you do it. But like I said, I mean, I'm proving it out that it works. The last item I have here, I paid up on this item. I paid $8 for it, but I just thought it was kind of cool. It is this Tar Heels hockey jersey, and I tried to, any issues there was with it, I tried to do the best I could to depict anything wrong with it. I'm trying to think if there was anything. Yeah, there was one small stain. I didn't even notice when I purchased it, but I'm still glad I did. There's one small faint stain on the front, about 1.5 inches from the bottom. There are also a couple of loose threads, as noted in the images. We consider it very good condition, and I really tried. Eventually I'm going to have to get a better camera. Let's see, I've shown all the emblems, the inside of the snap, whatever you call it. Here's those small threads that I showed. There's some more of them. There's these little snags, and I didn't want to damage the jersey, so I just went ahead and left them in there and made a note of it. There's the sleeves. That might have been the stain. Yeah, there's a stain right there. a little bitty stain. But hey, I noticed it. If you notice it when you're listing it, go ahead and just own up to it. There it is. If you didn't see it, but hey, it was there. So like I said, that's I think that is all that's all I've sold this month. I mean, I'm doing it part time. But it's been quite the journey. I've learned a ton. I do a lot of research, and I've learned a lot along the way. But I built this from, like I said, my initial investment in all of this was $40. I want to say everything gets turned back in. I mean, I do have to buy my supplies. I get a lot of free shipping supplies, whether I'm picking up sturdy boxes from Walmart, local grocery store. I pick up free shipping supplies in my flat rate boxes and stuff through the post office. I do have to buy tape. I've actually spent money on the poly bags. I don't have any of those sitting here, but I did another video on shipping, and that covers how I ship my clothes. But I bought clear plastic poly bags, then other plastic, the white plastic poly bags, put those on. I still have to buy printer ink and paper. Guess where I'm going? I started out with $40, did some immediately. A lot of those were books that I bought in my initial shopping spree. I ended up catching a going out of business sale at Hastings and picked up a huge garbage bag full of books. I mean, it was one of those opportunities that you just have to take up. And I bought some other collectible stuff from Hastings as well. I turned over some of those books on Amazon, but all the money that I've made, I've put back into this business. And, I've built it up. Granted, I've only got, maybe $200 or $300 in my account that I run this business off of. But my inventory is right now available to sale. And granted, this is if everything's sold for the price I have it listed now, this is what it would be. Is right at 2,800, 2,830, 2,820. So sitting on $2,800 worth of inventory out there. I think I just put it over the 200 item mark. So it is doable. I mean, if you're thinking about getting into it, don't think you're going to make a ton of money right away. But this is one of those businesses where, it takes money to make money. Well, you can start this business relatively cheap if you have some of the basic necessities, a cell phone or a computer. There's you can start on a cell phone. I discussed that in the last video. Ideally, you'll have a PC. Eventually down the line, you can get lighting. I mean, I already had lighting because of, other ventures that I tried, when I was streaming games and stuff. But it didn't take much to get started, so you can do it. But you're going to have to, don't look at it as an immediate return of money that you can go out and just blow. You plan on investing some of that money back into the business until you get it built up to where you can start drawing money from it. I just happen to be in a position where I can, and I did not plan on this being an additional, I guess I was not relying on this to be an additional source of income. I planned on building it into something that could potentially be an additional source of income. So it is doable. It's not something I recommend going out and stopping and quitting your full-time job, but it is something that you can make money with. And even doing it part-time, like you saw, I'm selling items, and I'm making profit on every item that I sell, and I'm not sourcing right now. I like to go out at least once a week, Sometimes I'll go out twice. Sometimes I won't make it out because I've got other things that I'm doing. I mean, if you kind of want to know what else I'm doing, I mean, like I said, I have a full-time job. I have a 9-year-old that's still living in the house. All my other children have moved out. I do the eBay stuff. I do my blog, winbydoing.com, which I'm going to put a plug in. If any of you guys are doing other side hustles, shoot me a message. You know, I also put out there a list of 50 items that are currently hot on eBay. Now, when I say hot, this is just my disclaimer. The market changes, it fluctuates, especially with clothing. But what I did, instead of giving you the 50 hottest women's shirts, the 50 hottest men's shirts, or men's clothing, 50 hot clothing items, I kind of broke it up because I want you guys to think outside the box a little bit. If all you're watching is information on clothing, then you're going to miss some good purchases. Some good items that you can turn around for decent profit. So I put some items in there that you might not have thought about when you're out doing your sourcing. So it's out there. Go ahead and hit it up. If I just threw it out there this week, so if you're having issues with getting you'll have to sign up. Sign up to subscribe for it, and it's basically, I need a place to send the email with the list in it, and it's not coming through as an attachment. It's coming in the body of an email, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm not here to infect your computer with a virus or anything, and I'm not going to spam you, but it's just a way of, as I continue to build that blog, it gives me another venue to get information out to you that you guys would find useful. So that'll be one way that I put out in written form, things that's working for me, things that may not be, and whatnot. So go ahead and check that out, www.winbydoing.com. I should have a link down in my profile. I should have it down below as well. Also, check out some of my other videos. If there's any other content that you'd like to see me put out, shoot me a message, leave messages down below. Also, if you wouldn't mind, subscribe. Hit that little bell right next to the subscribe button. That'll give you notification when I do put out new content. And one of these days, if I ever decide to go live again with YouTube, I did it through Twitch for about a year, and I just haven't caught that streaming bug again. But I may eventually do that on occasion. But I do. The only way that we know that the content that we're putting out there is appreciated is if you do, give us a like, leave us comments. And this goes for any YouTube channel that you go out there and check out. It really it makes us feel like we're not just doing this just because we like to see yourself on screen. But yeah, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you wouldn't mind. That way I can get you notification and I can see you come back. Leave comments. If the video was terrible and was absolutely the worst thing you see in your life, let me know. Not just that, but suggestions on how I can improve, because you know what? If we don't get constructive criticism, we can't learn and grow. So anyway, that is it for now. Peace out and have a great day.